Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our annual A Touch of Frost concert. We are very happy that you are with us. It's a fantastic concert. We would like to wish you right away Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. We are starting the season of festivities and celebrations. Before we start our concert, I would like to ask you to turn off your phones or change them to the vibrating mode so we won't have extra sounds than are already written in the notes. At this point, I would like to recognize our fabulous sponsors. A Touch of Frost, of course, it's called not only because of the season which we are not experiencing in the Valley, but by the sponsor, the Frost Bank. Incredible sponsor for many, many years of the Valley Symphony Orchestra and Chorale. Another fantastic sponsor, of course, the city of McAllen. Without both of them, we wouldn't have this orchestra and wouldn't have this opportunity to present this incredible program for you. When you were coming to the auditorium, you saw two beautiful vehicles, Audi and Acura from San Juan. They are also sponsors, and let's give all of them very, very big applause and thank them. Many, many thanks. Damas y caballeros, buenas noches. Bienvenidos a nuestro concierto. Esperamos que ustedes disfruten nuestro programa. Queremos desearles un día de dar gracias, una feliz Navidad y un próspero año nuevo. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start with the most wonderful time of the year, the piece which was recorded for the first time by Andy Williams, pop singer in 1963, very jazzy arrangement of this really swinging waltz. I might say that the song, the text of the song is talking about why is this the most wonderful season? Well, of course, because a lot of us are going to spend this season with families, have a marshmallows, celebrate. But there are folks, perhaps, who had enough time with families, and it's a good time for them to get away from the families as well. So take it whatever you prefer. We are going to start with the most wonderful time of the year. Our next piece has a title, Tequila, and it was composed in 1958 as a rock and roll instrumental piece by its composer. His name was Daniel Flores. He also used a nickname, Chuck Rios, and he was a founder of the group, rock and roll group in 1950s, which was called Champs. You won't think much of this piece. However, this piece had a profound presence in the American culture. You can hear this piece in many different TV shows like Happy Days, 2.5 Men with Charlie Sheen, movies like JFK or Breakfast at the Tiffany. So one can say, well, such a short piece doesn't have any influence, doesn't have any importance. Unfortunately, or fortunately for us, yes, it does. It's a very catchy, funny piece. Since we are trying to engage our audience in our concerts, I would like to invite you to participate in performing this piece with us. Regardless if you like tequila, drinking tequila or not, at the end of the piece, I would like to invite you and musicians to scream with us the word tequila. To do that well, let's practice for a moment. So I will ask orchestra to play 4 last measures. It goes into pa-dam, pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa, and then you scream tequila, yeah? So let's try it together. Don't be shy. Scream tequila. If you don't like tequila, just enjoy the word tequila. It's a funny sounding word, yeah? Yeah. All right, so if I may ask orchestra to play 4 last measures. Tequila. Do you want to do it again? Okay, one more time and then we go, okay? One more time, please. 1 and 2. You're great. Okay, we'll see how you will do it really during the performance. So this is Tequila by Chuck Rios, Daniel Flores. You're great. Whoa, you're so talented. Bravo. Let's give ourselves a big hand. Thank you. This is fun. This is our engagement community process during this concert. I don't know if you noticed, great percussion section, which is really giving us this mambo feeling, Cuban mambo. And we had our principal bass, double bass musician, David Cassidy, on electric guitar. So that was our rock and roll edition. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, next one is, of course, something you're very, very familiar, a sleigh ride. If you drank tequila, absolutely don't drive. Don't drive, but you can take a sleigh ride, and good luck finding one here. So, piece which is one of the most popular and well-known pieces in American orchestral literature, written by Leroy Anderson, an American composer of Swedish descent. He wrote it for Boston Pops over 60 years ago, and since the moment of the conception of this piece became so popular, especially during the season. So right now, listen to the sound of the whip, and of course we don't want to hurt any horses, it's just to make a noise, fun noise, that's all. So Sleigh Ride by Leroy Anderson. Next piece was written in 1906 by a young music student of Bucharest Conservatory, Bucharest being a capital of Romania. His name was Grigoras Dinicu, and he wrote this piece as a graduation piece, and he never dreamed of this piece becoming so popular and being played all over the world. What happened is that one of the greatest violinists in the world, his name was Yasha Heifetz, Ukrainian, Russian-born, but living in the United States, heard this piece somewhere in the restaurant played by a gypsy violin player. Imagine Heifetz was touring Europe and heard all of a sudden somebody playing this tune. He fell in love, he wrote it down on the piece of napkin, and he took a credit for it. Well, not entirely. He wrote arrangement. He adapted for the violin, and he won great fame for playing this piece. It's an extremely difficult piece. It's called Hora staccato. Hora, it's a Romanian dance, which is basically a round dance. Round dance, that means that certain part is coming back round and round. Staccato, it's a technique of playing notes very short, and the first violin section carries the torch with flutes. So when you will be hearing the staccato effect, it's exchange between first violin and the flute section. It's extremely difficult. You won't hear this piece very often played by the orchestra. Usually it's one person soloist with an accompaniment. So right now, we're going to play this piece. I might say that this piece was requested from me to be played many, many times by one of our great sponsors and friends, Ms. Wanda Bausch, who is underwriting my chair. Wanda, once again, thank you very much. Since she's underwriting my chair, she also decided to ask me for 2 more pieces in this program. So whatever Wanda says, I'm listening, and the orchestra plays. I think that's all. Just listen to this and have fun. It's a great piece, Hora staccato. Before we are going to play, I have dear friends from Romania, Tahuit and Michaela Shuaib, again, sponsors of the symphony, great friends, and since they're from Romania, this is the gift from us to you. Thank you. Many notes, but fun notes. Bravo. Thank you. Next piece comes from us from great Johann Strauss, Viennese composer who is most famous for writing a lot of waltzes, polkas, marches in 1800s. He was the father of the entire dynasty of musicians. He had his own orchestra, his sons had their orchestras, his brother had their orchestra, very musical family. He wrote this march and he called it Radetzky March. And I never thought, who was Radetzky? Why is it this name Radetzky? Well, I found out, and I would like to share it with you tonight. Radetzky was a general, was an Austrian general who was fighting against the Napoleon. However, he was a good soldier. He won a lot of battles. He was serving for 70 years in the army. And this music is inspired with such a discipline of the rhythm, at the same time dynamic changes. We think that you would like to have fun performing this together with us. So again, this is our community engagement program, which we just created before this concert. And I would like to invite you to clap rhythmically to the rhythm of the march whenever it's loud. Whenever I will turn to you, perhaps you will catch up the rhythm and clap it loud as you want. But then if I will ask you to stop, just pause for the softer section. Do you think you can manage this? Yeah, very good, all right. So I know that we have one general in the audience, General Larry, and his wife. I just wanted to say hello to them. By the way, all the names I'm mentioning, this people don't know, but there are going to be envelopes waiting for them, requesting them special sponsorship of the orchestra. But how about if we dedicated this piece to our soldiers, to our people who are protecting us? Let's give them a big hand, yeah? Especially now. This is so important. So perform this with us, have fun, and let's think about our military, our protection, our young men and women who are really allowing us to have this type of events in the Valley. Yeah? Radetzky March. Bravo, you're so good. Thank you very, very much. Wasn't it fun? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the finest orchestra. Let's give them a great hand. They can do anything we ask them to do. They are fabulous. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you very much. I don't know if you can see it, but we have a very special group performing with us tonight, and it's a Valley Symphony Chorale. The group, which is comprised of singers from the Valley, under the direction of Dr. David Means. He's a faculty at the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, and he took over after Dr. Christopher Mann, who for many, many years was conducting this group. I believe Dr. Mann is in the audience, and we would like to say hi to him. And right now, the chorale is in the very, very capable and talented hands of Dr. Means, and they are going to be presenting two pieces. The first one is Ding Dong Merrily on High, and the second one, We Need a Little Christmas. I just would like you to pay attention to the way they are going to stand. That took really a long time to figure it out. You think, I'm not kidding, it's very artistic. If you have a camera, go ahead, take a picture, send it to us. We would like to have this picture. It's very carefully planned and managed, and better than they look, they sound. So really, you will enjoy it, and we are giving them another 10, 20 seconds, I think, or maybe 25. Anyway, so two songs from the chorale, and after that we'll have 4 carols from John Rutter, and I will tell you a little bit more about John Rutter after they perform. I may mention that on the second piece, on the We Need a Little Christmas, Dr. Stacy Kwok is our pianist, staff pianist for the orchestra. She has a difficult part, and she's going to keep us all together, and I believe we are almost done. Yeah, tenors, and I think they are tenors or basses. Yeah. I just ran out of text, so, be patient with me, all right. Well, I think we are just about ready. Let's welcome Dr. David Means on the stage. Valley Symphony Chorale.
be rushing things, but deck the halls again now. For we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols at the spinet. Yes, we need a little Christmas right this very minute. It hasn't snowed a single flurry, yet Santa dear, we're in a hurry. So climb down the chimney, turn on the brightest string of lights I've ever seen. Slice up the fruitcake, it's time we hung some tinsel on that evergreen bough. For I've grown a little leaner, grown a little colder, grown a little sadder, grown a little older, and I need a little angel sitting on my shoulder. Need a little Christmas, need a little Christmas now. Need a little singing, ringing through the rafter, and we need a little snappy, happy ever after. Need a little Christmas, need a little Christmas now.
Bravo. Bravo, Valley Symphony Chorale, Dr. David Means. Ladies and gentlemen, next four pieces are genuine carols. They are traditional pieces. We know only first composer of the Joy to the World. The rest of them are traditional. We don't know who composed them. They were for centuries being sang, and right now we would like to deliver them to you. They are in arrangement of a fabulous British composer, John Rader, perhaps the most celebrated choral composer today. Later on this season, we're going to perform his Magnificat in, I believe, March, and I hope you will make this concert because, again, it will be featuring the chorale and the soprano soloist and the orchestra. But for now, Joy to the World, Angel Tidings, Sun's Day Carol, and We Wish You a Merry Christmas. If you could hold with applause between them, I would appreciate it. This way you will get a unique experience having fun listening to several carols in a row. Feel like you're at the table with your family next to the Christmas tree, and you're listening to these fabulous pieces. Very nice, beautiful orchestration, very gentle orchestration featuring great voices of the Valley Symphony Chorale. So 4 carols in arrangement of John Rader.
Joy to the world, the Lord all towns and villages, both far and near, angels toss their tidings and strain full clear. Joy to every nation, joy to the salvation. Christ is here, Christ is here.
Listen to the story of his wondrous birth, how he came so long ago to us on earth. Born of a virgin mother, blessed above all other, born today, born today.
In a manger lying in poverty, peace he brings at Christmas time to you and me. Tell of his birth and saved us, tell of the love he gave us, Christ our Lord, Christ our Lord. Sing and be joyful on this Christmas night. Follow with the wise men the stars so bright. Angels to his own glory tell of the wonder story. Christ is born, Christ is born, Christ is born Now the holy bears a berry as white as the milk, and Mary bore Jesus, who was wrapped up in silk. And Mary bore Jesus Christ, our Savior, for to be. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly, holly, holly. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly.
Now the holly bears a berry as green as the grass, and Mary bore Jesus who died on the cross. And Mary bore Jesus, our Savior, for to be. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly, holly, holly. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly. Now the holly bears a berry as black as the coal, and Mary bore Jesus who died for us all. And Mary bore Jesus Christ, our Savior, for to be. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly, holly. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly. Now the holly bears a berry as blood is its red, and trusting our Savior who rose from the dead. And Mary bore Jesus, our Savior, for to be.
And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly.
Holy, holy, and the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly.
Now, before we'll perform We Wish You Merry Christmas, I have a very special announcement because this is the last carol in this part. The second part will happen in 20 minutes, after 20 minutes intermission, during which you will have a great opportunity to put your names and credit cards numbers at the table in foyer, because I'm going to announce to you incredible event. This is our annual gala, which is going to happen on February 25th, Thursday, February 25th. I'm giving you this information way ahead of time because, believe it or not, gala sales are going very strong. The tables are being bought right now. So this is really a gift from us to you to give you this opportunity during the intermission to give your credit cards numbers and make sure that you're there. The program is insanely great. There's going to be a big band, a jazz big band, the greatest sound of American music you can imagine. The big band is going to be conducted by Dr. Jay Walburn. He's playing with us. He's not on the stage right now, but you'll see him in the second half. Great jazz American music. Then we are going to have a Korean piano virtuoso, Hae-sun Kang. She's flying from Chicago, especially for this event. Why are we doing this? We are celebrating Cultural Leaders of the Year, Mr. and Mrs. Kirk and Jerry Clark, great long-time sponsors, supporters, artists from the Valley, and we love to show them a really terrific time, and I would like to invite you to have this date and make sure that you're there. What is the date? February 25th, Thursday. Don't miss it. Of course, why we are doing that, besides celebrating them and thanking them, we are doing this to raise funds for this fabulous musician. So let's not lose this opportunity. We want this orchestra and chorale to continue and create programs like that. So we wish you a Merry Christmas. See you in 20 minutes. Remember your credit card numbers. Thank you.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Good tidings we bring to you and your king. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Now bring us a figgy pudding, now pudding, now bring us a figgy pudding, now bring us a figgy pudding, now bring some out here.
Tidings we bring to you and your king. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. For we all like figgy pudding.
For we all like figgy pudding, for we all like figgy pudding, so bring some out here.
Good
Tidings we bring to you and your king. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we won't go till we get some, we won't go till we get some, and we won't go till we get some, so bring some out here. Good tidings we bring to you and your king. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, a Happy New Year, a Happy New Year, a Happy New Year, a Happy New Year,
a Happy New Year,
a Happy New Year,
a Happy New Year, a Happy